Good morning, it's day 121, it's August 2nd, it's 3:50 in the morning, 53.6 degrees, and I'm gonna wake up. Alright, good morning guys, it's 53.4 degrees. 5:07 in the morning. Definitely a late start. I planned on waking up at 3. Planned on waking up around 3, so I set my alarm for 3. And kind of snoozed a little bit. That little bit turned into like 45 or 50 minutes before I finally actually woke all the way up. Gosh, there's a fire going down here. Like a campfire, don't worry about it. You know what, let me turn off. I'm gonna turn back on when I get out of the campsite. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so meant to wake up at 3 and slept until 10 till 4, which is definitely quite a bit later than I planned, but as I said yesterday, I think there's only like, Gaia says 8 miles to get to the road. Far Out says 9, whatever it is. Looks like it's pretty much exclusively downhill, which is nice. So I'm thinking like worst case scenario, about 3 hours to get to my rendezvous place with fireweed, and with it being 5 o'clock now, our rendezvous time being 8:30, I should still be on track. So every now and then that whole like impulse to not keep other people waiting, and that whole impulse to be there first and get there early, and if you're, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, that sort of thing. Well, yet another moment for being thankful for having a naval officer for a father, but so I'll make it in plenty of time. Hopefully, goodness gracious. Goodness knows these mountains can humble me. So, anyways, slept not too great yesterday. So that trail magic that I got late in the day, in the afternoon, man, there was nice cold sodas. So I had 2 Shasta Colas, and that was just a mistake because they had way too much caffeine for me to fall asleep peacefully. I didn't get to sleep until like 9:30 or something, and then even then there was a whole bunch of people at that campsite, all sorts of different groups of people, most of whom are super respectful and quiet and everything. But one group, man, when I tell you they were up until 2:30 or 3, they were up until 2:30 or 3 talking, and it's, I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's a weekday for sure. Wednesday, Thursday today? Yeah, today's Wednesday, so yesterday was Tuesday. Well, whatever. They weren't like super duper loud, but you know, whatever. Once I did fall asleep, I fell asleep good, so that was good. That's about all I got. Probably won't be too many shots today. Probably today's going to be a relatively short video because I'll be doing the first hour or so in the dark. Speaking of which, my headlamp died this morning, so I've been charging it for the past, I don't know, hour or so while I had my breakfast. Hopefully that'll carry me for the next 30 minutes. If not, I'll be using my cell phone flashlight, which is never ideal, but is what it is. Happy to have a backup if I need it. Hopefully I don't need it, so we'll see how we go. I'll get hiking. I'll definitely chat with you guys a little later. Again, folks, it is 7:59, 66.4 degrees. Just made it down to Old Highway 99, which is rendezvous point. Well, about to make it down to Old Highway 99, rendezvous point with fireweed here in another 30 minutes or so. I think this is probably going to be my last check-in unless something, I mean, I'll carry around my GoPro all afternoon and all morning. But frankly, I have a lot of chores, and I know it occurred to me this is something I say every single time I get to town. Well, it's something that's always true every single time I get to town. But what I do, I thought I might just share with you the list I put together on this particular jump of some of the chores I have, just to kind of give you an idea of what in the world it is that I'm always, I don't know, I don't want to say complaining about, but opining on or something. So yeah, so some of the things I have on my list, I have my phone just behind the camera here. I want to wash again my pack hip belt. We'll see if I get to that. Let's see, I got to put together resupply boxes. So there's a couple stops coming up in the next couple, well, on the next couple jumps that are going to require resupply boxes. We don't really have any good grocery options or resupply stores or whatever at these places. Those include Crater Lake and Shelter Cove. So I got to put together 2 separate resupply boxes, which means I got to assess how long I expect to take to get from, you know, from each of those places to the next stop or whatever. So I got to put together 2 separate resupply boxes, as well as put together my resupply to leave Ashland. I have to download more Gaia maps. So again, I always save all those maps locally. I've already downloaded my far out maps, but Gaia maps are way bigger, take up way more space on my phone, and therefore take way longer to download. So I'm gonna have to find some good signal and Wi-Fi, hopefully, and get those downloaded. I have to get in touch with my buddy Jason from Weston, New York. I think he may be coming out to visit me in Oregon. I got to get in touch with him. But before doing that, I got to get in touch with my buddy Lauren up in Bend, who I'll be seeing in whatever, a couple of weeks maybe, I don't know. And kind of chat with Lauren about what our plan is for our hangout. And then once I have my head around that, chat with Jason about what our plan is for our hangout. I got to buy some more fuel. I think I'm gonna have to take care of this nail. Hopefully I can find like a nail salon or something that can take care of that. I want to sew a loop on my fanny pack that's starting to fray a little bit. So I'm gonna have to stitch that up. It's not a big problem, but it'll just take a little bit of time. I have to permethrin my clothes because I'm in Oregon now and mosquitoes are coming out. They haven't been crazy, but I don't want to press my luck with that. So I got to buy some permethrin and treat my clothing. I got to re-glue the Velcro that on my left shoe is starting to peel off where my gaiter attaches. So I got to re-glue that, which means clean that and then re-glue it. Let's see, I got my bounce box should be in Ashland. So I got to pick that up and give myself another haircut, which means of course I got to go to the post office. I also got to pick up a box from, one of you guys mailed me a box that I bounced forward from some other town, I forget which, Bernie I think. So that's here for me as well. I got to dig into that. My goodness. All right, I have to figure out if and where I would like my wife to send my next pair of shoes and my other pack, my Z-Pack's Arc Haul. So that's something I got to talk to Lauren about as well, whether that goes to his house or what. My goodness, I have to call Bend, Oregon's post office, because there's some confusion on Far Out about which post office accepts general delivery boxes and where you could track that down. So I want to call that post office before I talk to Lauren and see whether it makes sense to mail stuff to Lauren's house or whether it makes sense to mail stuff straight to the post office and I can pick it up general delivery, whatever. In addition to that, I am in a new state, so my beloved family and friends are going to receive some more postcards from me. So I got to find a place that sells postcards, buy about a dozen of them, write them, stamp them, and dispatch them. So, there's a list of some of the chores I have to do, and somewhere in there, hopefully, I can get to like relax and drink a beer with fireweed. But we'll kind of see how that all goes. Also, like shower, laundry, you know, standard sort of chores like that. Yeah, plus process videos, upload videos. I mean, it's always something, man. It's always something. I did finally also just want to catch you up on some of the books I've been reading, or listening to, I guess I should say. I finished a couple books since I last updated you. One was called A Woman of No Importance. I forget the name of the author. Really, really cool book, sort of like a biography of a really successful woman spy in World War II. Really, really a cool book. That was recommended to me by a guy back home, a guy I know, Dennis. That was really cool. Gosh, let's see. I also listened to Penguin's Complete History of New Zealand. That was pretty cool, although the Maori names totally screwed me up. I had a very hard time keeping some of that straight. I think it would have been easier if I had been reading those names, but really cool, fascinating book that lasted a couple days. And right now I am on to a book that was recommended to me by a gal who gave me a hitch down to Etna. This book is called Braiding Sweetgrass, I think it's called. A really cool book by a Native woman, Native American woman, botanist, scientist, PhD. And it's a really cool mix of like poetry and vibes. I don't know, some science, some vibes. Anyways, that's about all I got for you. Again, I think this is going to be my last check-in of the day because of that laundry list of, no pun intended, laundry list of chores. May as well just go ahead and cross the street now and tag out on the other side so that whenever I get dropped off, wherever I get dropped off, I've already crossed the street. But anyways, guys, thanks so much again for checking me out. Really, really appreciate it. Super happy to be in Oregon. Super happy to be to Ashland. I will definitely talk to you guys at some point.